Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a different style of video. Usually on YouTube, I share writing videos, dash cam videos, what have you. Well, today I figured I had to make this video because nobody else has made a video like it, at least not about Safe Home Central. And since I've taken up a lot of Chris's time over at Safe Home Central, I figured I could at least give him some love and let more people know about him because I want people to know what I didn't know months ago, right? I didn't know this knowledge until probably the last 3 to 6 months, I would say. And it was about residential home security and business home security. So without further ado, I'll get right into it, not waste anybody's time. So again, the reason why I'm making this video is to let people know about Safe Home Central, but also to prevent making the bad decision that I made when I first started going down the home slash business rabbit hole of security of alarm systems. Like a lot of people, I went with. Actually, I fell for a TikTok reel, believe it or not, and it was for Cove Home Security. And I'm not saying they're a bad company, different strokes for different folks, but we got them here for the business. And because as many of you know, I work alongside Donna at Joe's Barbershop, and we got Cove, or I got Cove Home Security. And like I said, it's not that they're a bad company, it's just they weren't cutting it anymore. Uh, for me, support went downhill, prices went up. The I felt the hardware is lackluster, not all that great. And I just felt they could be doing a lot of other things better if they're going to charge the premium that they do. Now, granted, they're still about half the price of, say, ADT, Brinks, etc., a full service alarm company. But I figured, hey, if I'm paying $20 a month, which isn't a lot, it's not going to make or break me. But they could at least have decent technical support, in my opinion. Uh, the app shouldn't be as buggy as it was because it kept logging me out. I just had a lot of problems, and I just think, hey, if I'm going to be paying $20 a month, it should be at least, you know, it just didn't meet my expectations. So I started looking around, and through the help of AI and Google, I found a company called Safe Home Central. Was now very happy with them. Asked them so many questions. I can't remember how many questions I asked. In fact, I asked so many questions, they know me by name now, which is scary, hopefully in a good way. So, with all this knowledge, I'm going to share it with you guys so you don't have to ask all the same questions I had to ask them. So, let's see, where else should I begin? Okay, so I called them up. The number's right here on the screen. You'll see the number for them. This is their actual web page. Uh, Talked to Chris, and he basically answered all my questions. But the short of it, he recommended the Qolsys IQ Panel 4, which I have right here, brand new one. We're going to install it in our residence. And yeah, it's a great panel. Works well. I don't want to bore you with any technical details. I figure if you need to know more technical details about it, you can always look them up on the internet. It's the Qolsys IQ Panel 4. It runs Android. It works with what they call PowerG sensors, which are long range encrypted sensors. So less likely to have interference or somebody hijacking the system, et cetera, et cetera. What else should I say about the panel? Oh yeah. So it has like a not tamper resistant, but lets you know if it's been tampered with. When somebody arms or disarms it, it can take your pitch. It can take that person's picture. Has a loud siren. Yeah, as you can see, it has a visual indicator of when it's armed and disarmed. If you can see that or not, but it does. It's either green if it's ready to arm or red if it's armed, which can be a visual deterrent as in itself. So I guess the next part of this video, because I don't want, like I said, I don't want to talk too long about the panel. It's pretty. Oh yeah, I will say one more thing about it though. When you go to buy it, you can buy it right from alarm dealers, but you're gonna pay a premium for that. So if you're if you're savvy, I should say, as far as online shopping goes, you can find them on eBay, Macari for quite a bit cheaper. So if you're comfortable with doing that, and of course you take on the risk for doing it, being not from a, like, say, Alarm Grid or Safe Home Central, or not purchasing it from right from the dealers. Yeah, you may save money, but you also take that risk. But if you're willing to take that risk on, like I did, you can save a substantial amount of money. And like Safe Home Central, they don't really care so much, like, if you buy the hardware from them or not, because they're into alarm monitoring. They're not so much into selling the hardware. But we'll use an example. For example, like, I purchased stuff, I believe, from Alarm Grid, good company as well. Um, I don't do their monitoring through them. I go through Safe Home Central, but you can also purchase hardware through Alarm Grid. Over there, I don't know what the panel costs, but say it costs an extra $100, right? Through eBay or Macari, you may spend only a couple $100. However, just make sure when you get it, it's either the IQ Panel 4001 or the IQ Panel 4004. And that listing should say either IQP 4001 or IQP 4004. If it doesn't list it, make sure you ask, what am I getting? What's the model number? Because a lot of people on eBay, Macari, are selling IQ panels with the number IQP 4088, which is a panel that was specifically made for installers, aka Brinks, ADT, etc., for them to put in people's homes. Again, a full service alarm company. And a lot of them don't have the PowerG module, which is something you want. PowerG is the latest. Well, it's not the latest and greatest. Now they have PowerG Plus, but PowerG is second to the latest and greatest of technology that is used to communicate between sensors and the panel itself. So yeah, and I made that mistake. I actually got an IQP 4088, not knowing any better, and I had to add a PowerG daughter card. I mean, not the end of the world. I only paid $75 for the panel, and I paid like $60 for the daughter card. But I had to wait for the daughter card. I had to install it myself. And if you're not tech savvy, why? To save a little bit of extra money. Like, if it's a killer deal and you want to take on the risk and you're comfortable installing a daughter card into the panel, and you know maybe perhaps wasting some time, then by all means go for it. Since I didn't want to have to do that over again, I got another IQ Panel 4 on Macari, but I made sure it was either the 4001 or the 4004, which in turn I got the 4001. The 4001 is Verizon, 4004 is AT&T. Pick your poison, whatever works better for you. If Verizon service works better for you at your house or business, go with Verizon. If AT&T coverage is better, go with AT&T. However, I will let you guys know if you guys don't have if anybody doesn't have a preference, go with the AT&T, the 4004, because they seem to activate a little bit easier sometimes. So anyway, all right, now that we got that out of the way, I hope you guys are still following. For everybody that's still following me here, as you can see, the panel is the camera's trained on the panel here, and it's at the welcome. I'll see if I can just show you guys. Maybe I'll put it this way so you guys can see it better. The welcome screen. Sorry about the lights, but there you go. And yeah, the nice green lights on it when it's ready to arm, and the red lights when it's already armed. You can turn those on or off. It's got the nice camera there. So I'm going to show you people actually how to sign up for Safe Home Central on the screen right here now. Oh yeah, and something else is really cool too. I wanted to show you before I sign up. So this came with this thing. I had no clue what this was. That's to hold the power brick into the outlet. So some people can't. So somebody won't remove or tamper with the power brick. I was gonna do like a whole unboxing of it, but I'm like, why? There's really no point of unboxing it. It's an alarm panel. you know, it's not like a car. And I moved it over a little bit there. Sorry about that, guys. But so here's the back of it too, just so you guys can see it. The back looks like. So if I can, it's kind of hard trying to show you guys. I can move it up a little bit here. So there is a screw. I hope you guys can see that. So there is a screw that you have to unscrew, and then the panel pops off. There's like little places to put a screwdriver, and it pops off, and you just plug it in. Because it's made to be installed once and left on the wall. So, and what's nice with this panel too is if somebody tries to take it off the wall or tamper with it, it will let you know. I think even if somebody tries to like break the screen or anything like that, and it's got a battery in it too. So supposedly you can go without power for 24 hours. You won't see the batteries underneath here, but there's a battery in there. The battery in here is already plugged in and ready to go. But when you get your panel, you just have to put the battery in it. Not a big deal. And there is actually a setup guide. Turn this around here. There's a setup guide that actually comes with the IQ panel. Has all the instructions. I'll show it real quick. And then we'll get into the sign up so you guys can watch everything that I do. But there's the setup guide. It tells you everything that has to be done. Comes with it. All right, so I'm going to leave this here. And I'm going to pause the video at certain spots and resume. So we're going to go to monitoring, and we're going to go to alarm.com home and business again, because I have the Qolsys IQ Panel 4 and it's through alarm.com. There's the software that makes the hardware work. And Safe Home Center is the monitoring company. As it says right here, powered by alarm.com. There's a software that you don't see in the background. So, yeah, and you can click here to validate your alarm.com IMEI address. I would suggest doing that, especially if you get through a third-party seller like on eBay or Mercari. Make sure that they give you the IMEI address and you verify that it can be activated, because obviously not everybody's honest. They might have a contract that hasn't been paid off or what have you, and you don't want to be stuck with a worthless piece of hardware. I've already verified the IMEI, so I know this is good. So here's your different plans. You got the basic and self-enhanced. I would skip these two because there's no dispatching on either one of these. Yeah, no central station dispatch, which, I mean, some people may not need it for whatever reason, but I look at it this way. If you're going to spend this much amount of money, about $200 on a panel, and you're probably going to buy all your sensors, your door sensors, your motion sensors, why would you not want fire monitoring? Get some smoke detectors, some heat and heat and smoke detectors, and get them monitored as well. If you're going to spend this kind of money, do it right. Let them monitor your smoke detectors, especially when you're like, I sleep like a freight, not a freight train. I don't know what I would say, but I sleep really sound, so I want that extra peace of mind. So I ordered 6 heat and smoke detectors. So I'm gonna go with the Dispatch Basic. That's what I've been with. I don't need this. If you spend extra money, then it gives you, different smart home stuff that you can control. I don't need any of that. So we're gonna sign up for the Dispatch Basic here. That's probably what a lot of people are gonna sign up with to start. Gives you lets you control the system with your smartphone, as you can see here. Oops. And if you do annually, you can do 15% savings, which, hey, who doesn't want to save money, right? So we're going to click there. I think that's clickable. Maybe not. Let me see here. Okay, no, it's not clickable. Okay, so you got to go through here first. I would leave all these checked. These are the included features. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to, right? Panel supervision. If you want how often you want the panel to check in, daily is free, or included with the price, I should say. You can have up to 50 sensors included. A sensor is anything that communicates with the panel via a door sensor, a motion sensor, fire alarm, heat, shock sensor, whatever. There's a whole bunch of sensors. What else is there? Video doorbell, stuff like that. And weather to the panel, nobody. Why, right? I mean, If people want weather on their panel and there's panel supports it, hey, more power to them. But I don't need that. Don't need this either. Nope. Oh, scheduled arm and disarm. Yeah, you can if you want to schedule arm and disarm. This is my preset time. These days, that's an extra $8. You can do that. I don't do it. I have a reminder set to remind me. There's Pro Video Analytics if you have cameras, because it's a whole ecosystem of stuff that you can get that works with your monitoring company and alarm.com. Basic doorbell camera, don't need that. Don't need this, don't need any of this. Like I said, depending on your setup, you may want some of these options. Here's another one. Ensure easy independent living with daily activity monitoring and real-time notifications alerts when no activity is detected or the bed isn't occupied. Track behavior, see trends. Voice notifications for alarms. Okay, for non-alarms. Okay, so the total here is $215.40, which I think is very affordable. I've already checked the IMEI, and yes, I verified it's unregistered because again, I've already checked it. So I'm going to add it to the cart. And if you need any help with this, you can always call their 800 number and talk to somebody there, and they can help you talk you through all this, what options you may want. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to put in my information here, and then we're going to go from there, and you guys can see the panel come to life and what it looks like. All right, so we're going to pause this. I'm going to put in all my information here. Okay, I lied. Actually, I forgot. I'm a returning customer. So if you're a new customer, you'd put all your information in here. But I'm a returning customer, so I'm going to click here to log in, actually. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to pause the video and go from there.